Bonjour, mon ami. Welcome to Linda's Thrifty Life. This is a continuation of my trip to Paris. If you're new and you haven't seen the other editions, I've been doing this is the third Smile Saturday that I have been sharing my trip to Paris from 7 years ago. So I hope you'll go back and catch up if you're interested, and if not, just join me now. So, I didn't have my suitcase. I did have a change of clothes, but I must tell you, and this is so funny, this is a lesson learned. I had put in a pair of really soft, casual capri pants that were a little knit and just something I thought would be really comfortable. Like if I got really uncomfortable on the plane and I needed to change, and I had a t-shirt and this pair of capris. And the capris were hot pink, and I mean hot, hot pink. So the next day when I got up, the second day in Paris, we'll call it day 2 in Paris, it was raining, pouring rain. But you know what? It didn't dampen my spirits one bit, because I was in Paris, and Paris is beautiful in the rain. So I contacted the airlines, and they told me my luggage had made it back to Paris, and that they were waiting for a courier to bring it to me, and they would be bringing it between 1 and 4:30 in the afternoon. 1 and 6, maybe, yeah, between 1 and 6 p.m. And I was like, well, great, that's a real, that's real, wide span of time. And since we were staying in an apartment, there was nobody to accept the luggage, so one of us had to be there. My cousin was really, really tired from the trip, and she was absolutely happy to stay in that morning and that afternoon. So the first thing I wanted was a cup of cafe au lait, cafe creme. And here's a picture of my first cup of French coffee in Paris. It was €4. I know those of you that if you're a person that buys coffee a lot, like at Starbucks or other places, that's not that bad. But for me, it was a shock, because only in Paris would I spend that much for coffee. And it was delicious. And I had a little croissant, and that was my breakfast. And I sat at a little cafe. I did sit inside, but it was wide open. In Paris, the cafes, they pull the doors back, so it's really indoor outdoor. It's marvelous. So because my luggage had not arrived, and Ashley had purchased trip insurance, she had told me, because my luggage was delayed longer than, I forget, what did she say? 6 hours, and oh boy was it, that I could go and purchase some clothes, and that it would be reimbursed by the insurance. And I said, well, I'm okay. And she said, Mom, free clothes from Paris. And I said, oh yeah, you're right. So I didn't really know where to go, but there was a little boutique right near where I had my coffee, and I went in there. And the lady was so nice, and she didn't speak a lot of English, which was unusual. Usually there was someone in almost every place we went that spoke a fair amount of English. But she was so nice and helpful, and I told her, my luggage was lost, and I'm looking for a few clothes, and I look like a little beggar in my t-shirt and my hot pink knit pants, But my other pants, I had been living in them for well over 24 hours, maybe about 30 something hours, and I couldn't wear them one more day. So she helped me find some clothes. I tried on some jeans, and they fit. Oh my gosh, they were gorgeous fit. European clothes, of course, are sized differently than ours. And so she was pulling out different things. So I looked down at the tag, and I thought it said €34 for the jeans. And I said, that's a lot for me. I am a cheapy, bargain hunting, thrifty person. But I thought, I'm splurging and the insurance is going to pay for them. I'm going to get 2 pairs. So I got a really beautiful dark, blue jean and a black pair. And they pinned them for the alterations because they were too long and everything. And I continued looking. I found this top. This is one of my favorite purchases. I had picked my colors for the trip as pink, black, white, and kind of a creamy color, or white, gray, something in those shades that would mix and match. So this top was perfect, and it was short sleeved, and I thought it was really cute, and it's very Parisian, So, because I have to tell you, walking down the street in my hot pink capris, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I mean, people do not dress like that in Paris. So. No, they do not. So I could hardly wait to get home and get those off. Those were in the apartment only pants. But anyway, I purchased all this, and I bought a jacket which I later returned because it was really pretty. It was really bright and everything, and I thought it would go. But I looked at it some more. It was quite expensive, and I said, I don't really think I'll ever wear that other than maybe in Paris, and I better go out and look at what the people are wearing before I buy this expensive jacket. So anyway, I went to pay for all of my purchases, and it was like, I don't know, I want to say, I can't remember now, but it was a lot. It was like several hundred. It was like 400 euros. And I was like, what the hell did I buy? Well, the jeans were 134 euros each. Yes, they were. I would never in my life have spent that much money on a pair of jeans, much less 2 pairs of jeans. But I had already run the card and paid for them when I realized it, and I knew I was going to get the money back because I was way below my limit of what it would cover. So I just went with it. So I had to leave them there for the alterations, and I would come back and get them. So I went back to the apartment, and it was pouring rain, and we had brought umbrellas, and we had brought little lightweight jackets because in September we knew that there was a possibility of rain and cool temperatures and really warm temperatures, so we had planned for both. So I got back to the apartment, and I think I stopped at the bakery, the patisserie, and picked up a few things and went back and checked on my cousin, and she was doing fine. So we stayed in and rested, and I honestly could have needed the rest myself. My luggage finally came at 4:30 that afternoon. Way to just waste several hours in Paris. But I probably needed the rest. I had been out in the morning, and I really enjoyed the view from our balcony. So we got the luggage, we changed clothes, it had stopped raining, and I said, let's walk down and see the Eiffel Tower, and then we'll go to dinner. Because, I had seen it, but I hadn't physically got that close to it. So we did, and I have to share with you some of my photos. So there, as we're approaching it, it is stunning. If you have a thing for the Eiffel Tower, which obviously I do, its architecture is amazing. And there's no way in the world to explain how big it is until you're there. And I was very into photography at the time. I haven't been so much into it lately, but I loved photography at the time and took a lot of artsy pictures. And in fact, I love this one so much, and that's untouched. So it kind of turned like almost a sepia grayscale. And I had it made into a wall print, a wall canvas. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So those were my my pictures. And then this one was stunning too. Just, I loved it. And there were some signs, and there was tons of people. It was a Friday there, and the lines were still long at that time of day. So we had already decided we were not going to try to go to the Eiffel Tower over the weekend. So we went back, we stopped and had a great little meal. Let's see if I have a picture. This was, or was that a second night? It's hard to remember. But this was, this is one of my favorite photos. It's me. I felt very, very Parisian that night. So there I am in Paris. So we ate, we got back, and we had a really good time. So the next day, which was Saturday, it was not raining. It was a beautiful day. So we decided to walk down to the Rue Claire, which was just a few blocks down from us. And the Rue Claire is a famous street of shopping, vegetables, fruit market. It's all of the food markets and the, look at this. These are just so pretty. And I know the colors aren't coming across great. And these aren't everything I took. I snapped away. So, and then the flower markets. Just beautiful, 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 beautiful. So we had breakfast. We had, of course, I had my cafe crema. And we had, as we walked over, there was a sign that there was a street bracante. That's a hard, I'm not really French, can you tell? A bracante, which is like a yard sale, a vendor sale, a street sale. So I was like super excited because I had the really big flea market bracantes are on like the other side of Paris, and I wasn't sure I was going to get there. So this really would satisfy that for me. And my cousin went along with me, although she was totally bored out of her mind. She does not care for Jonquet as I do. So I only took a few pictures. It was very crowded, but you know, like €5, and you would just, the things were just gorgeous. I saw so many things that I would have loved to have purchased, but remember, I had to take them home in my suitcase. So I will share with you what I found. I found this little tiny powder box with a silver top. Still has some powder in it. Paris powder, everyone. It is not marked, but I just thought it was so pretty, and it wasn't very expensive. That's the other thing, you know. I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And then there was a person that had these beautiful crystal knife rests where you put them on a fancy table and you rest your knives on them. And I bought 2 of those just because they were gorgeous and they were French and they weren't too expensive. And then my best buy, although it's going to look very ragged to you, was a piece of Quimper, which is a very famous kind of pottery made in France. And it's very kind of a primitive look. This one has seen much better days, as you can tell. But look at the design on it, the color. In fact, I loved it because it was so well worn and aged. And there it says, there's the mark that it's Quimper. And I had wanted to find a piece. This was what I was told was like a mug. You would drink your big cafe au lait in it, or your coffee, or it could be a soup bowl, but it would be one that you would hold and drink out of. So that came home with me, and I was so happy, and I think I paid gosh, I want to say maybe €5 for that, which was cheap, you know, because I look for all the cheap stuff. Yes, I did. So we went back to the apartment and with our purchases, and we really did pace ourselves, and we rested most of the time. So that evening, we decided to go have our dinner. We pretty much ate breakfast and lunch in the apartment, or if we ate lunch out, it was usually mid-afternoon and a big meal, and then we would just have something small at the apartment. It was so nice that we had the microwave and the little oven and the refrigerator, and we had purchased some stuff, and the patisseries had quiche and by the slice, and the best quiche in the world, and croissants and everything. And I just fell in love. One of my friends had said, be sure to try the chocolate croissants. And it's a dark, kind of bitter chocolate. It's not milk chocolate, and it is wow, you know. And I've not found anything comparable in the States, but it was wonderful. So I thoroughly enjoyed having those when I was there, and I would buy some and bring some back to the apartment. So this was, we went down the street to eat that night, and this was the Eiffel Tower lit up. Isn't it gorgeous? So this was our view from our street. We didn't venture far, especially at night. You know, we're two single ladies and not young. I was 62, and my, or 62, 63. I was 63, and my cousin is, you know, several years older than I am. I loved this. They just bring you water in a glass, and you pour your water. They just put it on every table. So these are different. And the meals are just amazing. And it was just so much fun. So that was day 1 and 2. And I'm trying to say, let me look. I'm trying to refresh my mind of where I was. That was day 2 and day 3. And then, what did we do? Oh, yeah. Day 4. Let's see, what did I do on day 4? I'll have to get back with you. And I have spent 18 minutes chatting about Paris, so I was just going to go on and on and on. I may try to come back once during the week and get you through, or we'll never make the 12 days of Paris that I was there. So, but that was my first full day of Paris. I finally got my luggage. I got some new clothes, albeit super expensive clothes. We went back to pick up the jeans, and we found some beautiful scarves. My cousin went with me, and you know, but I can just say to you that being in Paris was magical, just magical to me. So stay tuned for more, and I will be back later with some paper that I purchased that I thought I'd share with you. But meanwhile, thank you for joining me on day 2 and 3 of Paris, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.